Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here today for the unveiling of Huntington Beach's newest public art piece. My name is Councilmember Natalie Mosier. And before we get started, I would like to invite up Community and Library Services member, Commissioner Lisa Lane Barnes, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. I would like to start by welcoming a few dignitaries that we see here today. And to begin, our elected officials, on behalf of Orange County Board of Supervisors, Vice Chairman Andrew Doe, we have Griffin Meyer. Hi, Griffin. Welcome. Our Community and Library Service Commissioners, Vice Chair Lolly McCarty, Lisa Lane Barnes, and Dr. Richard Harrison. Please also join me in welcoming City Manager Al Zelenka and Assistant City Manager Travis Hopkins. Also, the Art Committee members, Lynn Sameta, our former mayor, Kate Hoffman, Community and Library Services, and Devin Dwyer, former council member. And finally, also our artists, Matt Niebuhr, and David Dolquist. I think it's Dahlquist, I apologize. Thank you. All right. So again, I would like to welcome you all to Central Park, Huntington Beach's largest park, offering an array of amenities for recreation. The city has been gathering outdoor public art since the early 1970s. The community's outdoor public collection continues to enhance the urban landscape and cultural identity of the city. Huntington Beach has a collection of over 40 site-specific works located at beaches, parks, and businesses throughout the city. Thomas Merton said, "Art enables us to find ourselves and to lose ourselves at the same time." How many of us here have come to this park in this beautiful space to lose ourselves amidst the sounds of the winds going through the trees like it is right now, or listening to the sounds of the songbirds as we sit on the benches in the secret garden, or to find ourselves or reflect on who we are? I have gone one page too far. In a world where we are so tuned in to our electronic devices, it is refreshing to see a new opportunity for residents and visitors alike to take a break from our virtual reality and to get into the real reality of our parks. I am thrilled to stand here today to unveil our newest work entitled "To See Yourself in Nature." Commissioning this work began in 2020 with the leadership of our then mayor, Lynn Sameta. At this time, I would like to invite Lynn up to share her vision for this piece. Lynn, welcome.
Thank you, Natalie. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being out here with us today. You know, this has just been the culmination. This is the culmination for me. Kind of a dream come true. I've always wanted to bring more public art to the city of Huntington Beach. That's partly why I went into public service in the first place. So to be here tonight is just absolutely thrilling to me. You know, I was mayor when COVID came to town, and that was not a fun year, as all of you know. But the bright spot in that year was that the genesis for this project began. You know, art has always been a really huge passion for me, and I'm sure, like many of you, when I travel to a new place, I always seek out public art because I think what a city puts up for their public art really says a lot about that city. Public art is for everyone. Art enhances and improves our public spaces and helps foster our community's sense of place and cultural identity, and can be a gathering place for people to connect. It informs visitors, provides a pride for residents, and reflects our community's history and visions for the future. I want to thank the 2019 City Council that approved the commission of this project and the current City Council for your support. Their actions show our community and the world that the City of Huntington Beach places a high value on art and culture, and that makes me proud. I also want to give special thanks to former Mayor Devin Dwyer. I saw him a minute ago. Where did he go? Devin, right here. Devin is responsible for helping create the funding source for public art in the park. When he served on the City Council, he too valued art. So he helped create the mechanism by where developers pay into a fund that funded this project in the park. Of course, we should thank the developers also, because without their contributions, we wouldn't be here tonight. I also want to thank city staff for all your work, especially Ashley Wysocki, who's right over here. She's our acting Community Services Department Director right now, and you were just so dedicated throughout this whole process of shepherding it through all the complications, the ups and downs, so I just thank you so much for all you did. And I especially want to thank my fellow members on the Art in Central Park Committee. Each member brought something important to the table that helped the process. Kate Hoffman, our Huntington Beach Art Center Director, brings a wealth of knowledge about the public art process. Kim Carr was mayor when the committee first held its meetings. Nancy Caldwell is not only a phenomenal local artist and teacher, but her experience as a landscape architect was very helpful. Devin Dwyer, who you just met, is also a building contractor. And Celeste Hamill was chair of Huntington Beach's Allied Art Board for many years. And finally, Joanna Cortez brought her expertise in community development. But I also want to thank our community members who gave us your input throughout this process. We wanted to understand how people use the park and the space around here and be respectful of that. We'd like to hear what kind of art you wanted to see and where you wanted to see it located, and Central Park was definitely the top choice for everyone. And finally, I want to thank the artists who created this special installation, Matt Niebuhr and David Dahlquist, and the art studio at RDG Planning. We reviewed the proposals from a number of artists and were thrilled with the level of talent of all who responded. But RDG's proposal stood out from the very beginning, and we unanimously chose them. The fact that their team had already installed over 80 large-scale projects across the world was important, but more important was their passion for the purpose of what public art means for a community and their commitment to researching and understanding not just the place where the art would be installed, but the identity of our community, our culture, and our values in the soul of Huntington Beach. It was important to the committee that the artwork harmonized with Central Park and honored the iconic architecture of our beautiful library behind us. We wanted the work to have an interactive quality to engage visitors and draw them in and allow them to experience the art in this park setting. And of course, we wanted it to be ADA accessible and centrally located. When RDG presented the concept to us, we loved the idea of seeing yourself in nature, of having the colors and images of the park's surroundings reflected in this beautiful art piece. The artist seemed to understand what Edward Degas meant when he said, "Art is not what you see, but what you make others see." The design reflects a true understanding of the connection to the natural landscape and the surrounding architecture and its orientation to natural light. And the potential for illumination at night was a beautiful enhancement. So I hope you enjoyed this sculpture today, but I also invite you to return and spend some time here. Enjoy this as a place of reflection and refuge from the busy world in which we live. And of course, visit the wonderful secret garden over here as well. And you know, since we're giving out thanks tonight, I would be remiss if I didn't mention all the wonderful volunteers that, here they are right over here, Juana and Jean and all of them that bring us this and the whole park, all the park systems. They're really good about helping make sure things are doing well there. And so with that, I'm pleased to introduce the artists and let you hear from them directly about what inspired them to create this beautiful piece. Matt Niebuhr and David Dahlquist. Come on up.
Good afternoon, or good evening. When you complete an installation like this, I think one of the most fulfilling parts of it for us has always been to be able to say thank you to the community. You spend a lot of time together envisioning it, and then all of a sudden it's made real. So to the City of Huntington Beach, thank you. Thank you for selecting us for this opportunity. Ashley, thank you. All the people that you collaborate with, and certainly Public Art is a partnership throughout. Matt and I shouldn't even go any further to say there's a person that I really need to thank, and that's Matt. Matt is not only my friend, but one of the most talented people I know, and so it's a privilege to work together. We've always been inspired, in context with the library, by one of the most famous quotes of Shakespeare. Art is a mirror held up to nature. But even more so, from the mythologist Joseph Campbell, if you're familiar with the power of myth, who wrote so eloquently with respect to interpreting Shakespeare. Throughout history, it's that through nature we see ourselves. For Matt and for me, nature is not only the original influence, but the source of our connection and our greatest personal artistic discoveries. This installation embodies the process of exploration and reflection that helps us understand ourselves emotionally and physically. This is the transformative, restorative, and healing process that connects us with each other and the world around us.
Thank you. Can I have your paper too?
Thank you. Oh, would you like this?
Sure. I just wanted to say, to echo the thank you. Public art is a process, as you mentioned, and I think that we really enjoy getting to know the art community and to learn about the love. I mean, it's there in the park. And so I think when we realized the name for the piece, we really understood that we wanted to invite someone to have another connection to what's here. Really through all those, thank you, Ashley, for all of the video tours while we were all in lockdown and COVID, to be able to learn and see these spaces in place. We had beautiful views from inside the library to understand siting and to do evaluation on that. So again, I think one of the phrases that we learned about with the library is the phrase horizontal plane of reflection. And that's something that we see in nature all over, whether it's at Lake Talbot or in interior of the library. And we hope that there's a bit of that in this piece as well. So we invite you to come back, as mentioned, and spend different times of the day and see this become part of the community. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both so much. I'd like to welcome Ashley Wasaki up, a main contributor of this as well, and let's have a few words.
We often think of parks as places for people to picnic, play games, gather with friends and family, and to birdwatch or read. But today I'm thrilled to see an added opportunity for contemplation and reflection through this public art piece in Central Park, especially in this area where learning happens daily at Central Library, and arts and culture are frequently celebrated around our Thomas Ridley Bandstand. Not only was the Central Park Public Art Committee instrumental in bringing this concept to life, they also helped guide me through coordinating my very first public art project, and I look forward to the next one. So thank you, Lynn Sameta, Kim Carr, Kate Hoffman, Joanna Cortez, Nancy Caldwell, Devin Dwyer, and Celeste Hamill for your guidance in bringing this concept to reality. And we are also very appreciative of our city team, Corey Landry, Justin Torres, and Denny Bacon from Public Works, Kevin Kirby and Gus Santos from Building and Evolution Landscaping, Snowden Electric, and Hardy and Harper, who helped lay the groundwork and foundation for this project. And last but not least, thank you to Matt Niebuhr and David Dahlquist, Mike Donovan, Doug Hansen, Jen Woida, and the RDG Planning and Design team. Your professionalism and vision, especially during a time where none of us could literally meet in person, has resulted in this beautiful piece of art behind me. You'll constantly hear me say, and the rest of our department, parks make life better. And for each of us, that's in a different way. And today's unveiling offers the opportunity for the community to use our public space in a new, reflective manner. So thank you again to our City Council, committee, staff, artists, and most of all, the community, for supporting this project.
Thank you, Ashley. And wow, considering what a challenging time that was, this is also, I think, really an ode through art to the resilience of our city and to the beauty of all of this. So let's give another round of applause for this beautiful project. At this time, I would like to welcome up our art committee and artists up to assist me with the ribbon cutting of our newest work, To See Yourself in Nature, and also all applicable staff members as well. So thank you. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.